There you go, friends. Hi, Doc South here, back from work. 5 hours today. I think it was 5 hours. Doing gathering carts. Yes, yes. Well, it's a job I can do. It's not that hard, and I kind of like doing it. I kind of take. I just sort of pretend like I'm in some really insane soccer game or something, and and just go after the carts tooth and nail. It's it's fun to try. I mean, if if you're looking for a few extra bucks, most supermarkets will probably like hearing from you if you want to book on, and if nothing else, do it part time on your day off or something for a workout. And I'm telling you, a workout it is. I can't. Someday I've got to get one of those pedometers and see just how far you walk when you do 5 hours of chasing carts, going all over the parking lot, picking them up, sticking them in or positioning them in a row, and then pushing them uh, into the uh, into the holding pen for to be used again by by eager customers. it can be it can be pretty wild. What I like is sometimes someone will come over and say, "Hey, can I help you push?" I said, "Well, no, I've got to do it because if for some reason you hit the car, you wouldn't necessarily be insured. If you hit someone's car and scratched it." Oh, well, geez, hey, you're really moving out on this. I said, "Well, thank you. I There's people do it better than me, and I guess there's people do it worse." Ah, yeah. I said, "Well, you can always hire on. Can always use someone." You don't have to do it every day, but maybe come in on your day off and get those legs a cranking. And said you don't have to push 100 at a time or anything. Just get five or six, stick them together, watch your fingers, and watch the other cars, and that baby stroller, yeah, and you'll be fine. Big thing you don't want to do either is come flying in with a big row of carts and you knock over the garbage can. Yeah, that almost all stores have a twin garbage cans, one on either side of the opening door. The front door. You got to kind of watch that. And then there's usually in the lobby there's some kind of darn display that sooner or later you're going to clobber. What happens is you'll be pushing the carts. Again, say you got six of them in a row, the big ones, the big carts, and you stop. You've just gone through the door. You see that the carts are heading for a display of potato chips. Yeah, and you you've come in a little too hot, so you've got to somehow stop. Well, the only thing you can do is you leap forward and try to get to the lead cart, and if nothing else, it's handle, it's control handle, and just pull back and hope everything stops before it hits that 8 foot high potato chip extravaganza, because extravaganza it will be. Oh, and then you got to make sure you keep all those motorized carts for the handicapped folks. You got to keep them in order. Make sure they're usually electric powered. So you got to keep them plugged in so they're always ready to go. And that can be pretty wild because a lot of times the after the handicapped person perhaps uses one of those carts, which is fine. They go out to their car. They get out of their car. I often offer to help put the stuff in their their goodies into their car, and some say yes, some say no. They often have just small bags, so a lot of times they can do it and seem to like to. But then they leave the cart at their car, and they drive off. Maybe the wife drives them or what have you, or they drive. And so then that's when you get a chance to kind of race the or ride the did I say race? Ride the car back to the holding pen, and that's kind of fun. It's like a hot rod, but it does like 2 miles an hour. And I still say I have said this in earlier YouTube videos. I think if a store really wanted to make some money for charity, you put out a call for your best drivers, your best handicapped cart drivers, and you race them. You make an oval, perhaps out of just well, whatever you want, hay bales or those I can't think of the name right now. It's not coming to me, but you put up stanchions so that people, well, cones, traffic cones. You put up traffic cones, and they got to stay. You maybe put that into a round circle, a formation of traffic cones, and the deal is they can come close to the traffic cones, but don't knock them over. And they're going around maybe six handicap carts thundering down the straightaway. I doing about, like I said, about 2.5 miles an hour. it would be a thrilling race. It would just be kind of long, but it would be pretty cool. Or a drag race, like you see at Island Dragway near here, where they have the quarter mile. Well, instead you have maybe a 150-yard dash, where you come off the line, rev it up a bit. When the checkered flag comes down, whoosh, off you go. At again maybe 2.5 miles an hour for that thundering finish. I think I don't own the store, and probably never will. But if it was me, I would do that. Now, you don't do it in a way that makes people embarrassed or anything. You just you just try it out and do it. And I'll bet you folks would love it. The kids would go nuts. I don't think you could do one with kids because what if somehow the kids got hurt? But I think the average person could probably handle those carts and not crack up anything too bad anyway. I don't know. I could see that. That would be my idea of a good afternoon watching or emceeing something like that. Maybe a store. Maybe okay. So I work for an Acme. What if we could egg ShopRite into bringing their guys out? And now we have like an oval where it's ShopRite versus Acme and Quick Check and Weiss, and each company sends their best driver and their best car, and out they go for a 5 lap uh, quarter mile or half mile. I know it would take quite a while, but think of how much popcorn you could sell. You know, I mean, I don't know. I personally I like the idea. Whether it ever gets done, I guess there's probably insurance trouble there. But I would think you could go to an insurance company, explain what you want to do, and they'd come up with something. I don't think anyone's going to get killed, and it'd be pretty hard to get hurt. I You might have one of those things run over your toes, but I have steel tip shoes, and I've had them go over my toe. They aren't that bad. Mm. But I would love to see all that. I think I've done a video like this before, and I'm doing this one because I think the other one just kind of fell on deaf ears. But well, it would be nice. I have no idea how it could be made to happen, but I know that if it did, it would definitely be a sight to see. Mm, yes. And maybe right next to it, you could have like a Hostess Twinkies eating contest. You know, there's a lot you could do. Um, you, you could maybe put something out there that has something on the bottom, a product on one of the shelves, and you look for the. I don't know. I guess in a way that might be a bad idea, uh, but no, not necessarily. You just tell people you don't know where it is. There's no way to know. Just get your items, and those of you that find the lucky red star on the bottom of your package get a shopping spree. Hmm? Yeah, I can. Who needs a casino when you got a supermarket? There's a lot you can do. There's popcorn eating contests, but you can't use your hands. Um, you could have a hamburger grilling contest where who can eat the most hamburgers. I mean, this could be a carnival that could raise thousands upon thousands upon thousands for charity and draw great attention to the store that was wise enough to do this. Big thing here is liability insurance. That's and maybe waivers. Contestants have to sign a waiver, and you don't do anything that's where someone's going to get hurt. How much hot pepper sauce can you drink? An eating contest. No, that wouldn't be smart. But there's so many other things. Um, just amazing. You could you could you could have an interesting thing with dogs. Um, you could release you could call it release the hounds, and the dog that eats the you have cookies in the parking lot in a circular area, and the dog that eats the Christmas tree cookie is the whoever owns that dog, whoever is the owner of that dog gets a nice load of dog food for the dog, plus maybe a little something for the for the person who owns the dog. Yeah. I mean, the possibilities are absolutely endless, and I could really see that doing well. Really see that doing well. Hmm. Well, I'm not a corporate, and I doubt I ever will be, but I think they're missing the boat. Yeah, and if not my store, maybe someone else. It would. I know it would be a sight to behold. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of such a thing going on. Boy, let me know. 'Cause I'd love to contact them and see whatever store it is and just see what they had to how it worked out for them. That would be that would be really interesting. Anyway, enough of my baloney. I've got to make some supper, and I tell you, I'm still chilly from being outside. So I think I'm going to eat something. I think Sandy made some kind of stew, hamburger stew, and I think that's what I'm going to eat. And I know it's 6 o'clock, but I was up pretty darn early today. I think like 4 o'clock. So I'm not too far out of bed. Pleasant dreams, friends. We'll see you later. And again, next time you're in a supermarket, thank a few of those clerks. They're very, very good, very hardworking people. And then for the most part, pretty nice folks. You get right down to it. Okay? See you. God bless.